Hermanus, this is the picturesque coastal town about 150 kilometers away from the city center. The community there, though, facing an unprecedented crisis as heavy rains have washed away crucial water supply pipelines. So let's try and understand what the situation is, and that's where we find Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi, who is following the story for us. Nasiphi, good morning to you. We see big trucks behind you. What exactly is the situation there right now?
Well, only one can say that, rain is obviously welcome, taking into account the history of the Western Cape with day zero a couple of years ago rather. But however, this particular rain was very much destructive and relentless, leaving a trail of destruction, particularly in the Overberg region. Hermanus, one of those communities in that region, being severely impacted, water supply, as you put it. And right behind me is a water truck, or rather water tanker, that is providing water to the community of Hermanus, or rather to the communities that fall under the Overstrand municipality. And basically, the municipality deployed not only the water tankers, including law enforcement officers. We saw just inside one of the townships here, a long queue of people trying to get that water. However, to talk to us more in regards to the disruption of the water supply, I'm joined by the municipal manager of the Overstrand municipality, Dean O'Neill. Sir, thank you so much for your time. We saw the destruction, the videos that circulated. However, the community of Hermanus, or Overstrand community, has been severely impacted. Water supply.
Yes, the water supply to the towns of Hermanus, or the greater Hermanus, is a real issue for us now. As we've discussed earlier, the main supply line from the Boss Dam has been washed away by the floods. So and that is the main supply line. So we have the Boss Dam, and we have our well fields that we use. The well fields simply can't keep it up, so we need to get that line fixed. At present, that is our main objection, to get that done. And while we're doing that, we're then also supplying water to JoJo tanks with our trucks, as you can see here at the back.
And you speak about the water supply. We understand that work is currently underway to repair that water supply. Lessons learned in this period, will you be reinforcing that water supply to...
Yes, no, that's definitely one of the lessons that we've learned this time. I did have discussions with our engineering department as well. So we're looking at plans to relocate the line or to reinforce it where it is at the moment, because it's actually running along the river. And at some point it also crosses the river, so that makes it vulnerable to these floods. And we are looking at plans to either redirect it or to reinforce it in the space where it is. Obviously, that's a longer-term plan. Our main priority now is to fix it so that we can get water to the town. But that will be a plan that we would need to cost and see where we can get the funding to actually relay that main line, so that it doesn't. So that it is not so vulnerable as it is now to storms and flooding.
How long have residents been without water, and how many residents under the Overstrand municipality have been impacted by this, and when can they expect water coming out of their taps?
Okay, at the moment, some of our areas have been out of water since Monday this week, and some of them still has a little bit of water in the system now, but the reservoirs are really running dry. So our main objection, as I said, is to fix the line, get the water into the system as soon as possible. I think, for the Hermanus, obviously the greater Hermanus is the most concentrated of the Overstrand area. And as I also mentioned, I think about, just an estimation, about up to 80,000 people will be or are impacted or will be impacted by the fact that we do not have water.
There's also been roads that have been impacted. I mean, getting to Hermanus using alternative routes is quite a challenge. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. Well, look, at the moment, getting to Hermanus from Gordons Bay on the R44 That road is still closed, Clarence Drive, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. It's not going to be a quick open up, and with the last rains we had the same problem. So people get in order to get from Cape Town to Pringle Bay or Betty's Bay, those areas, people they need to drive over the N2, the Solaris Pass, and then move through Kleinmond to get there. And then, just on, as I've also mentioned this morning, on the R43, as you come from Kleinmond side and the main road coming in from Cape Town side into Hermanus, there's also been a bit of damage. The road has been closed only for 2 lanes now, so that we can keep the motorists away from the section that has been badly damaged. But other than that, Hemel and Arden Road, that is still closed, so between Caledon and Hermanus. And because of the N2 that has been washed away at Bottreville, a lot of people from Cape Town side and from the South Coast side are actually driving through our towns now to get to Cape Town or to get to the Garden Route.
We will have to leave it there. Dean O'Neill, the Overstrand municipality manager. And at this present moment, on the 29th, usually this town would be packed, taking into account that announcement of the Whale Festival, which attracts people from far and wide, from the Western Cape, including internationally. However, the Whale Festival organizers announcing not too long ago that they are indeed cancelling that particular festival, taking into account the destruction the rains and the flooding has caused on this community, and or rather municipality, taking into account also that water supply is one of the reasons, or rather one of the major reasons, why they are unable to go ahead with that festival. So outside of the fact that there's been physical damage, the economy of this, or rather this municipality, will also experience a knock, taking into account the millions that particular festival generates for the small town of Hermanus.
Live for us there in Hermanus, Nasiphi, thank you very much for that update.